Hi, this is Gecko Mayhem. This is another Godforge video that blends itself a bit with Raid Shadow Legends. I think it's something that Godforge can take away. It can be a little bit of a lesson in how to do things well and how to do things right. In the Plarium client, at the moment, there is an event that's going on, and you can see it playing in the background here, a raid minigame. It says raid minigame, join the fight, new stage unlocked. I'll explain that in a minute. There's also a timer up in the corner here, and if you click learn more, it brings you to this little window here that says defeat enemies, win battles, reach milestones, and get rewards. Claim them from your inbox in Raid. So this is a minigame that sits completely outside of Raid. You can play this minigame in your spare time, and you make your way along the timeline, along the rewards thing here, and as you get points, you unlock items that appear in your inbox. So you actually literally get these within Raid Shadow Legends. And if I go along all the way, if you get up to 4,750 points, you get a primal shard. But along the way, you're getting these items. There are quite a few lessons that I believe Godforge could take from what Plarium has done with this minigame and the ability to earn in-game rewards. So why is this a win for Plarium? Well, first of all, you've got this minigame, and there is incentive to play. Point number one, incentive. You are getting rewards that go into your in-game inbox. People will want to play this minigame. The second thing is that there is a fixed goal, and it is achievable. So the fixed goal is, you know how many points you require to get each item that's going to appear on your account in-game, and you know what the end result is, what the maximum number of points are that you can get. It is gated. Stages are being unlocked over time. I believe that it is running for about a week. So stage 1 was unlocked at the start, stage 2 opened yesterday, and now stage 3 is going to be opening in 30 hours. It is a quick game. Each game you play is fast. Another really good point is that it is a simple concept, and you'll see in a minute when I start playing, it's very basic. You get up to 4 skills that get placed into your empty slots. You can upgrade those skills as you go. These creatures, these spiders, I guess, are spawning. You're basically trying to avoid taking damage from them as they spawn, and you're gaining XP as you go. And then you fill up your XP bar, and it gives you this. The game is active. You are controlling your character. You choose where they go. You are in full control of this character as they're going around and shooting. Another point is that you are given choices. Games that give you choices are more fun and more engaging. It's challenging enough that it's not just a pushover. And I really like how engaging this little mini game actually is. The game is challenging, but it has a low skill cap. It doesn't take long to, I guess, master the game. That's one way of putting it. It increases adrenaline. So that's another good point, is that while you're playing, if you get into a bit of a predicament, or you paint yourself into a corner, then your adrenaline spikes and the game becomes even more engaging. You want to look for a way out. There's a little bit of problem solving involved. Simple concept, fun, engaging. If you lack skill and you die, no rewards. It gives you a summary, but you can just replay it. There's no penalty for failing. It doesn't cost energy, it doesn't cost resources. You just click and play. There is no penalty. The UI is very understandable. So it's a clean, easy UI. There's a clear XP bar, there is clear progression. The layout, in a way, is similar to Raid itself. The font used for the messaging, the font used for the timer, the overall aesthetic of it and the style is similar to Raid, so there's a bit of familiarity. So you don't want something that is completely different. You're using a familiar character, and they're doing familiar kind of skills. You know immediately, hey, this is Elhain, the High Elf Starter Champ. You know that it's a Raid-oriented game because of the way that things look, the icons, and the overall style of it. There's no mistaking that this is a raid game. You can actually stop and really read the skills as well. I think that's something that it has going for it. You can pause the game and you can stop and look at the skills when you get an upgrade. And there's a sense of accomplishment. So it increases your dopamine levels. You feel like you've achieved something and it makes you feel good. This game can be played by anybody. You don't even need to play Raid to play this minigame. There's probably no point in playing it because one of the main reasons you're playing it is to get yourself the rewards. However, any level of account in Raid can play the minigame and benefit from it. And in fact, lower level accounts, newer accounts that don't have much in the way of resources and gear can benefit from this a lot more than stacked accounts. Everybody's on equal footing, everybody has the same opportunity, and some accounts are going to benefit a lot more from the rewards that you get. If you are going to just do 5 playthroughs per day, then that, for stage 1, which is 2 minutes per playthrough, that's 10 minutes. Stage 2, it takes 2.5 minutes per playthrough, so that's 12.5 minutes. And then when stage 3 comes out, you're only playing 15 minutes, if my predictions are correct, to get all of the rewards. So all up, I think that is 37.5 minutes in total of enjoyable, engaging gameplay to benefit and get all of the rewards that this game has to offer. I hope that Raid does something similar to this in future. I don't know how much effort it was for their development team to put a game like this together. It seems like a fairly simple concept, but there's a lot going on. But they've done a really good job with implementing this and with incentivizing people to play. I think it's a cool concept, a cool game. It's engaging, it's fun, and it seems very worthwhile to invest in the development time it would take to put something like this together for players. So there you have it. Plarium put out a mini game that is easy to pick up, easy to play, simple concept, looks like it is a raid type game. It puts you in the world, it uses familiar elements, it gets you moving and active, it incentivizes you by providing you with in-game rewards. There are a lot of things that it has going for it. I know that Godforge is in its infancy, it is still under development, and they are bringing in some cool concepts and some great mechanics, and it's going to be a very innovative game. But they could learn from what Plarium is doing at the moment in releasing little short-term time-limited games like this. And that's another point. When something is time-limited like this, it is another incentive for people to pick up and play. They say, oh, I might miss out. You know, FOMO, fear of missing out. People are much more likely to jump in during this short window that you have to enjoy something and try something new that is both familiar and different at the same time. But as I said, with a low skill cap and a pick up and play adventure, then I think it's overall a win because people are going to want these items and therefore they're going to spend a little bit of time outside of Raid itself helping their Raid account. That's all I have for you today. I just wanted to raise this because I think there are some really good points, and just about any development company that makes gacha games or mobile games in any way, especially when you have things like auto battles and you're going into a game and you're doing your daily chores, once it becomes a chore, it's no longer a fun game to play. There are still challenges, but you need other incentives and you need a fun factor. And I think this is a win. For Plarium and for Raid, their flagship game, I think this is an absolute win. Investing in something like this, a mini game that has been specifically developed within the Raid franchise to support players and to keep players interested. Thank you for watching.